Hello, and thank you for coming to Forex Babble. This is Forex Babble's YouTube page. In this video, we will be covering the MetaTrader 4 platform. We're going to go through a few videos encompassing the entire platform, the ins and outs, to teach you guys, newbies, and as well as some of my seasoned traders on how to use the platform. Alright, okay, now you should have already downloaded the MT4 platform. If you have not, you can look in the description section and you will find the link to the, if you're using Windows, I have a link there for Windows users, and then if you are a Mac user, I also have a video for Macs, for my Mac users. And so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to double click on, open up the MetaTrader 4 platform like this, and we're going to use the Euro USD chart. Alright, so we're going to use that. Now, basically, what I want to show you guys first is this right here is your trade panel. Okay, this is where you will take your trades. You will increase your volume by using these arrows here, and then you can click on the buy and click on the sell depending on which way you want to predict or which way you want to trade the market. Sell, of course, is going down, and buy, of course, going up. Alright, and you can increase your volume with these buttons here. Alright, now something I want for you guys to look at is on the left, on the right hand side, you have price. Alright, and so this is the price currently. Before the price, before the markets closed on Friday, price had ended up at 1.11928. Now, just to let you guys know, the last digit is the micro pip. All right, so you know, that's just to keep you guys abreast of exactly, you know, how to read price. The last number is the micro pip. Just like your speedometer, I gave this example in another video. Just like your speedometer in your car needs to go one full revolution before, you know, the before you actually go 1 mile. So it'll go from 1 all the way to 9, and then once it hits 0, it'll switch over to the next number. So in this case, once this becomes a 0, that's when this becomes a 3, which would be 1.1193. All right. Okay, so let's move forward from there. You know, one last thing, the price here is a direct reflection of what's here. Alright, so that's just something to keep you guys familiar with. Alright, so at the bottom here is the date and the time. Alright, this is the date and the time. So basically, you want to realize when the candle actually opened up, you can look at, and correspond that with the each candle with the date and the time below. Alright, these here, as you see, NZD USD 1 hour, GBP USD 1 hour, Euro USD 1 hour, and then USD JPY 1 hour, and you know, XAU USD 1 hour. These are your different chart windows. So if I wanted to go to the NZD USD, I can click on this. Alright, I want to go to the GBP USD, click on that. So you can click on each one to change the you know, the actual chart. Alright, so let's get into the top panel. First things first, you can actually move around these little display sections here. So you see this right here, these lines, they're vertically stacked. We got one right here, one right here, you got one right here, one right here. You can drag, by holding on to this, dragging it, you can move it. You can move it around to your liking. Alright, so you can do that. So that's something else. I mentioned before that you can open up a sell or a buy or take a trade by clicking on here. Now when you first open up your chart, if if you click on buy or sell from the trade panel, it's going to ask you about one-click trading. And basically what that allows you to do is just click on this button once, or click on this button once, and you're into a trade. It's automated, opposed to clicking on new order and then filling in these line items, or clicking on let's see, another way you do it, which I normally don't do this. Let's see, okay, here underneath tools, click on new order, or you can use the shortcut of F9. Alright, so those are different couple ways of getting inside of the trade. Okay, so let's see something else. Right now you see right here we're on a Euro USD 1 hour chart. Alright, you can also change the actual time chart to 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, or the monthly chart. Alright, you can click on these by changing, as you see. Now, something to keep in mind too is that when you're on a day chart or any of these time charts, each candle represents the actual time frame chart that you're on. So each candle here will represent 1 day. Here, each candle here represents 1 month. Alright? And so on and so forth. Each candle here represents 5 minutes. Now, you also wanted to change, another way for you to change the time frame chart is to click on this clock where it says periods. And there's a drop down, and you can click on it, and it shows that I'm on a 5 minute, which is a reflection of what's right here, as well as right here. You see the outline here. You can click on any other time frame. Alright, let's see. Now, if you notice here from the left hand side, right now we're on a candlestick chart. Now we can switch this to the bar chart. For those that are comfortable with reading bars, you can use the bars, or you can use the actual line chart. You know, what's most common is the candlestick chart. Okay. Of course, if you want to zoom in or zoom out, you can use you can use the magnifier to zoom in and zoom out. Of course, if you zoom out, you can see a longer period of time. Zoomed all the way out on the Euro USD, I can see the current movement all the way dating back to July 1995. You know, with it zoomed all the way in, I can only see going back probably about 7 months, 7 or 8 months. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind when you when you're trading. You always want to see what's behind the current price to help predict which way the market is going to go. All right, so you always want to look behind you to determine areas of support or areas of resistance, things of that nature, wicks and all that stuff. All right. Something else that I left out is if you want to, let's say if you see how these candles are being hidden by the trade panel. If you want to hide the trade panel, you can click on this arrow here, hide trade panel, and now you see that everything is revealed. And to show it again, just click on that. All right. So if you were in an area where you need to see more of the movement, you can always come over here, and as you see, when you hover over top of the price, you see vertical scale, and you have an arrow going up and down. What you can do is hold down and move up and down, and you see it minimizes and maximizes the actual chart. All right. The only thing is, when you mess around with this, let's say if I make it small like this, oftentimes you have to go back in, and you just have to go back in and maximize it again, because it'll look like they're all just one straight line. So play around with that. Sometimes it'll be used to your benefit to shrink it down so you can see the full scope of what's going on. All right. Especially when you start getting into indicators and plotting indicators on your chart, you may want to shrink it down so you can see the full view of what's going on. All right. So right now I am on my Euro USD weekly chart, and I have one window. I have one chart window open. But if you wanted to have multiple windows open like it was before I clicked on maximize the Euro USD, you can always click here for tile windows. All right. So this is another useful feature. Something else you could do is you could do this. Oops, let me go back. All right, you can do this, and you can actually let's see, market window. If I wanted to do this, oops. Actually, I did that backwards. What you could do is what you can do is you can have side-by-side charts, sort of like this. There was an easier way to do it. Let me see. Well, yeah, you can do this too. You can go with the tile, go with the horizontal, and you can go with the vertical. You want vertical. And then something else that might be helpful as well is you could actually on this chart here, you can be on the be on a 5 minute. See how I switched the time, and now it looks like a straight line. This is what I was telling you guys about. You would have to then drag it up and make it a lot larger. All right. And then on here, let's say this too was the Euro USD. You can make this a 1 hour. And let me see. See if I can do this. New chart window. And what you can do here is you could, depending on how you're trading, what you can do is you could give me just 1 second, you guys. Actually, that's what I should have done. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with the blue and red. Blue and red, or that. Okay, so what you could do is, while on this particular chart, on this one, you could, let me back this up here a little bit. Let me back this one up. What you can do is you could have one currency pair but have different time frames on 2 charts. A good way to look at, depending on the type of trading that you're into, you can actually do this. It'll help you out. Alright, so I typically don't do this. I normally have just one open and just go from there, but you have tons of options. You can just click on here, and you can you can click on there, and you can have multiple windows open if you want, or you can just have one single window open. It doesn't matter. I actually go for just one. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys something. You see our price? This is the current candle. Alright, this is the current candle, and it's showing you with this. With the market is open, there will be a line going across here, and it will be going up with the current candle. Alright, it will stay in line with the current candle. Alright, so if I don't want to look at price being right here, what I could do is I could hit this arrow button, chart shift, and it'll shift price back like a quarter of the screen. Alright, so it'll shift it back like that. Alright, if I wanted, now that it's on right now, if I want it off, just click it, and you see it's not highlighted. So I can only keep that on. Alright, so that's something that's very important as well. Now auto scroll, you can keep auto scroll on. I'm actually using my my mouse pad. I don't have my my mouse with me at this moment, but the if I wanted to, if you see that it's at January 23rd, 1600 hours, if I have it off, and if I go to the 30-minute, you see I'm still at around the January 23rd 1600 hour mark. With it on, with it highlighted, you see it goes back to the beginning. Alright, so if I want to just have it so every time I switch from time frames, for it to stay where I have it, I will have it unselected, and that way it'll remain at the same place instead of auto scrolling back to the jumping back to the beginning. Alright, so that's another useful tool. Let's see, if you ever want to put indicators on, you have the more common indicators. Usually when you plot an indicator on your chart, it will always be at the top of the list, meaning it'll be here. Alright, or it'll be, you see there in alphabetical order, but you have your latest indicator that you plotted would always be at the top. Alright, so and you have different types of indicators, your trend, okay, you have oscillators, or your oscillator type indicators, you have your volume type indicators, your Bill Williams, and then you have your custom. If you ever put any types of indicators, you ever plot indicators on your chart, it'll fall into your custom list. Alright, and I'll also include in the description a link to for you guys to learn how to install an indicator. Alright, very simple and easy, takes no more than 2 or 3 minutes. Alright, check that video out. Alright, and then let's see, you have that. If you want to include if you want to include templates, like if you had like for instance, this is a template that I created, blue-red. It's telling me that I have blue and red candles. If I want to jump to the Bollinger Bands, I can click on that. Alright, and then you see the Bollinger Bands. But if I don't want to do that, I want to see my blue and red, click on that, and it takes out all the Bollinger Bands and the bottom indicator windows. Alright, let me put that back on so you can see what I'm talking about. As you see, these are indicator windows. You have 2 indicator windows, and then you have your main window here. So if I wanted to get rid of this, I could, if I want to switch back to my previous template, I can click on, go to the drop down template, and then let me show you. You hover over it, it says templates, click it, go back to blue-red. If I want to reinsert it, Bollinger Bands, and you're back. Alright, now if I want to get rid of these windows, I can always click on one of the lines, and then delete indicator, just as well as I can click on here and click on delete indicator again. or I can delete here, and I can delete the indicator, which is the Bollinger Bands. All right. Let's see now. If you had a template that someone sent you via the internet and you wanted to upload that template while it's on your computer, you just click on Load Template, and it'll look at, you can search all the different areas on your computer, wherever your template is that someone sent you or that you found, you can load it that way as well. Once you have it loaded, you can save it to your system. All right. Now let's say you were, I'm going to go back to the blue and red. Let's say you wanted to plot some indicators on your chart. I'm just going to go with some random ones. Let's see the MACD, go with the default, and I'm going to go with Billy Williams Alligator. Okay, so let's say I wanted to save this. I can save it as a template so that I can use it on other currency pairs. All right. So what I can do is I can go to Template, Save Template, and I can save the template as new temp, and then the default file type is .tpl, short for template. Hit save. All right. And now when I go to templates, I have new template in there. So if I wanted to go to this window, I can just go to templates, hit new template, and it plots it on there. All right. Just the same as if I wanted to delete it, I can go to remove template, and I can hit new template, and I can select new template, and I can delete it. All right. But in this case, I want to go back to the blue-red, and it gets rid of it that way. Go back here. I'm sorry. Go back to blue-red, and it deletes it. All right. But in this case, I want to actually delete the blue-red. I want to delete the new template. Am I sure? Yes. Go back again. It's gone. All right. So that's that, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this video short. I'm going to continue on my next video. I'm going to go into these tools right here, which these are the tools that helps you trade. Very, very resourceful. So stay tuned for my next video on MetaTrader 4 overview. Is you can check that out. So stay tuned for that video. It's going to be more in depth on the tools and the rest of the like the drop down menus, just to show you guys how to go about using the MT4 platform. All right, so I'm going to provide that link as well within the description for you guys to easily find it, and hopefully this video was helpful. Talk to you guys soon.